All right, so I'm going to pick up here with schizophrenia. I know some classes were able to get to this point or even past this point, but some weren't. If you have passed this point, just fast forward to the area that you need. And if you need the area of coverage for schizophrenia, then you just stay right here. Schizophrenia is a psychological disorder characterized by delusions, which are the thoughts, hallucinations, which are more so sensory experiences. So, sensory experiences would be seeing things that aren't there, tasting things that aren't there, touching something that's, or feeling something that's not there. Disorganized speech, and or diminished and inappropriate emotional expression. And when they're talking about the diminished inappropriate emotional expression, it could be a lack of expression of emotions when they should be present, or inappropriate emotions that are being displayed in a situation where that would be kind of not the appropriate situation. So, for instance, at a funeral, a person kind of bursting out laughing hysterically, um, almost to the point, where they're just laughing so hard in tears. That would be an inappropriate emotional expression, because that's a situation where that emotion was inappropriate. Or it could be just screaming at the top of their lungs for, what we as society would view as that's inappropriate, because that's not normalized in our Western culture to go around screaming. In anger or in rage, or, for whatever reason, that would be considered, those are considered inappropriate emotional expressions. The word itself, schizo, means split, and then the phrenia means mind. So it's split mind is what schizophrenia is often called, and it's split between the delusional thoughts. Someone is chasing me. I work for the FBI. I'm married to the president of the United States. Those are delusional thoughts, and a lot of their delusional thoughts are fueled by paranoia. Um, Not sure why, but they are. But with schizophrenia, there's no cure. You'll receive medication, and many will, in addition to that, can couple it with therapy to allow or kind of further help the person to be able to function in society, or function at a much higher level than what their functioning is currently. Schizophrenia is the chief example of what we would consider a psychotic disorder, which is typically marked by a person being irrational, so irrationality, distorted perceptions of what reality is, and complete loss of complete loss of contact with reality altogether. But again, with medication and a great support system, a person can get through those experiences, or those symptoms of the disorder. On the next slide, what we'll see here is the breakdown, just like I told you, the hallucinations and delusions, false belief, hallucinations is going to be seeing. Like I said, it's based on sensory information, seeing things, feeling things, tasting things, smelling things that only exist in their mind. It could be bugs, them feeling like bugs are crawling in their hair, crawling on their skin. And what I mean by that is that's not associated with any type of drug that's causing this altered state um, of consciousness. But this is how they feel when they are completely sober, no drugs, no drug interaction. This is one of the signs of the symptoms. Seeing the devil, burning, smelling something that's burning, things of that nature. And then we talked about the delusion, the false beliefs. A lot of it is fueled by paranoia. All right. Continuing on, I want to, this is just kind of further reiterating um, the effects of schizophrenia and how the brain interacts, or how the brain kind of causes these altered perceptions and altered realities. And if you think back when we were going over, I believe it was chapter 2 when we talked about the neurotransmitters and the agonists and antagonists. And so with a person that has schizophrenia, in their brain, the neurotransmitter dopamine is being released too much. So that's why you see the overactivity. And so the person that is having this additional release of dopamine and not what would be considered the normal dose, it causes low brain activity in the frontal lobe, the thalamus, and the amygdala. And so if you go back and look at some of those association areas, they relate directly to our risky behaviors, judgments, personalities, things of that nature. Memory as well, because they're talking about the hippocampus. But those are all those association areas that kind of contribute to some of the issues that the person has that has schizophrenia. So I wanted to show you all a simulation video of what a person that has schizophrenia, some of the symptoms that they experience, kind of a moment in the life of a person that has schizophrenia. And this can be with a person that is medicated. They can still experience the symptoms and things of that nature for the disorder. But let me show you the simulation video.
Look out! This is pointless. Even that kid knows you're stupid. Everyone knows you're stupid.
Don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Nobody cares about you. Why do you even try? Why do you even bother?
What are you looking for?
Everything's listening to you.
You don't deserve
The
happiness.
wine bottles.
See, they're laughing.
She's looking at you. They're looking at you.
Everybody laughs at you.
Everybody's talking about you. Because
Go
you're
ahead,
make you
stupid,
fat.
get some ice cream.
You don't want that.
worthless.
It'll make you fatter than you already
You've never
are.
been born.
Worthless. Pointless.
Look out.
The alcohol. Just
Trash.
take it all.
Poison.
Don't take that one. No, go over to the other one.
It's poison.
Grab a wine bottle.
Go ahead.
A couple bottles of booze. Just
Drink it. Eat
drink
it.
it until you're
Look out.
passed out. Nobody cares.
Pointless.
Where did they go?
Nobody loves you. No one could.
Some junk food.
They don't care.
The
Couch.
people are talking about you.
Even he can't
You're
even
such a
look at you.
loser. Oh, he's walking away because you stink. You smell.
Why do you bother?
You're stupid.
They're fake
His back
smiles.
turned you because he doesn't like you.
Going to get you.
And she's leaving because you're worthless.
You should have never
Oh
been
yeah,
born.
go ahead. Grab it all. Eat all the food.
Don't touch that.
Eat it all.
Don't touch that.
Bother getting out of bed.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how fat you get.
What are you thinking?
Go ahead. Don't eat
You
that
don't
one.
want that.
Don't drink that one. Go get some
You're
alcohol.
going to die.
Go get the ice cream.
It's going
There's
to
the
get you.
you
Give up.
Oh, the lights.
There.
Lights.
Where'd they go?
The lights are
Where are they?
whispering.
It's you.
They're whispering to you. They're calling your
I'll
name.
go after you. Look out. She
Disgust
knows.
me.
She knows.
Drink me. Drink me.
Even he doesn't like you.
They're talking about you.
He's calling the cops.
You're worthless. You're stupid.
You can't trust him.
You
Don't trust him.
That's what they're
yourself.
thinking. Oh, yeah.
You can't trust
Talking
him.
about you.
Can't say I blame you. You don't even deserve to be looked at.
What do you
The TV.